Today marks the 15-year anniversary of when I lost my twin brother and my first love. The same day, I am preparing to visit the gravesite to memorialize my twin loss and to read the letter I have been holding for 15 years. Since that day, I have never recovered, never found that place again, that place within myself. Recently, I came across the last letter she wrote. She was Toni, my high school love. We met in school. She was from Seattle. Her parents moved to Indianapolis so her dad could manage a local phone company. The kids thought she was strange. She became my love. She accepted me. I accepted her. We were both misfits, perfect for each other. No one ever made me feel so accepted, except my brother, that is. He was the star. If I was the moon, he was the sun. Everyone loved him. After this joke, I wanted to be around him. Me, on the other hand, I was not so popular, except when he was around. He made sure I was accepted. After all, I was Terik's brother. The morning after Christmas, 1992, I awoke remembering my conversation the night before with Toni. We discussed the coming year. We talked about graduation and our plans for our lives together. She told me she wished we could have spent Christmas break together. I agreed. I missed her so much and was dying to see her again soon. That morning I started my day thinking about Toni and how she added so much meaning to my otherwise boring and simple life. December 26, 1992 started off as any other day. It was a slow start. Then, that afternoon, suddenly a call from my brother's girlfriend, Nikki. Thinking nothing of it, I passed the phone to Terik. He left to go see her presumably. However, little did I know, also on the other line was Toni. She was calling by three-way to say that she had arrived at the airport in Indianapolis. This is where the story gets difficult for me. My brother leaves, and I'm left wishing I could have spent my Christmas break with my girl too. So as I pondered this thought, my brother, whom I thought was headed to his girlfriend's house, is actually en route to the airport. The greatest surprise he could have ever given me awaits. Looking back, I began to realize the love these two individuals had for me. The roads were icy as my brother began his drive. Traffic was light as my brother arrived at the airport. There was Toni. She had one bag, a huge smile, and a very special letter. They load her items into the car. They head in the direction of the house to deliver my precious surprise. Meanwhile, at the house, I began thinking of Toni, our future together. No other person made me feel so important, so needed, so vital. She gave my life an added meaning. I wanted that, needed that to be a part of my tomorrow. As the day passed, I think of calling Toni. Then suddenly, a phone call comes in. I rush to get the phone, but my mother has it already. Usually, I would just hang up, but my mother's initial silence calls me to stay on the line. The call concerns my brother and the young lady involved in the car accident. We rushed to the hospital. I arrived. I suddenly felt so vulnerable, so alone. I knew the news was not good. As I sat down, I felt so lost, shocked. Then comes my brother's girlfriend. I look at her with the face of complex confusion. I began thinking of her pain and my pain and losing my brother. Then suddenly, I think about what the person told my mother over the phone. It was my brother and another young lady. If it was not Nikki, then who? She comes over to me, hugs me, crying hysterically. I say to her, "I'm so glad to know you're okay." Then I ask, who was with my brother? She stares at me. Tears begin to roll.